You're welcome to the Policy Council. My name is Okwemi Agbaje. Today we'll talk about information, actually information management, and how one government in the Nigerian state has managed information. Enjoy the program. You're welcome back. It's still the Policy Council, and we're talking about information management in Lagos State. My guest is a friend of this program, and indeed a friend of the host of the program. Since 2011, he's been the Lagos State Commissioner for Information. Before then, he was an accomplished journalist. Before then, he was my colleague on NYSC duties in Benin in 1986. Well, my guest is Lateef Ibirogba, the Lagos State Commissioner for Information. You're welcome to the Policy Council.
Thank you very much.
You know, I was saying off air that myself and yourself, maybe we should talk about NYSC. We served together in Benin, and I have a picture of us in the back of a truck heading almost an hour out of town to one remote farm. And we actually farmed. We actually did cassava, yam.
We enjoyed doing it.
And we enjoyed it.
You know.
And we had fun. I'm a bit disillusioned about what the NYSC scheme has become. What's your own view about it?
Well, you know, I don't want to take NYSC alone. I like to take the country as a whole. Everything, we've dropped the ball. Everything appears going the wrong way. Everybody appears not to have Nigeria at heart anymore. It is, what can I get from Nigeria? What can I sap from this country? Know what I can contribute. And that's why we are clamoring for change. And that change will come. Because we can't continue this way and expect to have a better result. If we continue to do the same thing the same way, we can't expect a changed result. So that's why there must be a change, really. And the time has come now. Come 2015, Nigeria must, you know, go and know the way. Not this way. We can't get a better result from this.
Okay, well, that reminds me that there's a part of you I didn't add, an experienced politician. But let's go back to information management. So let's start with the role of your ministry. I mean, by all accounts, Lagos State is regarded as having a formidable information structure. But tell us, how does the state government define the role, the mandate, the functions of the Ministry of Information?
Well, let me start by even stating the role of government.
Okay.
Because really, why do we have to even have a government? Why do we have to even be there at all? Why should people prefer us to any other person? Why did they give us that mandate? That's the essence of our being. So, you know, if a government cannot really, you know, affect the lives of the people, it has no business being there. And the best way to affect the lives of the people is, first of all, to understand those people. If you understand the people, if you understand their feelings, if you understand their makeup, if you understand their, you know, cognitive, you know, distribution, if you understand who they are, then you'll be able to communicate with them. You'll be able to really, you know, give them what they want, and they will be able to understand you. If that understanding, first of all, is not there, you would have lost them, you know, in terms of who are these people? What are their makeups? Given that their makeups, what would they prefer? How do I, you know, dish out this information in such that it will be accepted by them? I think that is what we enjoy, really. Because we're able to do that very well, Lagosians are, you know, have that confidence in our government. Plus the fact that we have a good product that can sell anywhere. One, we have Lagos State, that is the center of excellence. One, we have a government that understands its onion. Two, we have a governor that is the darling of the people. So, given all that, you know, we have been able to really, you know,
so you are a salesman that is fortunate to have a good
product,
but that also
to have the right,
selling strategy. So tell me about that selling strategy.
Like I said, the very first thing in marketing and perhaps in marketing communication is being truthful. We have been able to structure government business in such a way that we don't lie to the public. When we get it right, we tell them, the process, so that they themselves can be part of, the whole thing of success. If we don't get it right, it doesn't take us anything to come back and say, sorry, we thought this was the right way, but we have discovered that this is a better way. A government that is doing that will always have the public to believe in. Again, we are very proactive in approaching issues. We are not afraid of experimenting. We are not afraid of making mistakes. We are not afraid of doing things, and if we don't get it right, we will come back. A negative decision is better than no decision, because in the first place that negative decision would have
provide some learning
curve. So we are not a government that will sit down and feel that if we take this, we are likely to fall, and so we will not. No. I've been in government is to try it. If we get it wrong, change it, and with that we'll be able to do that and get it right. Let
me take a short break, and then we'll come back and talk further about this and talk about some of the challenging periods in managing information that you've experienced over the last 4 years. We'll be right back. You're welcome back to the Policy Council and to my conversation with our friend and the Lagos State Commissioner for Information, Mr. Lateef Ibirogba. Let's discuss some of the more controversial moments you have had, or at least more challenging. Let me use the word, not necessarily controversial, but challenging.
Well, let me say that, dealing with audience like Lagosians is itself very challenging. One, because these people are discerning. These people, have information. They know how to get the information.
This is the center of
they know
the media,
what they want. So once we are not, giving them what they want, they switch off. They have they have access to how to get whatever they want. Once they know that you're doing abracadabra, you're not getting the right thing to them, or you're just playing to the gallery, or you're not really addressing them, they switch off and get it. So the main challenge is how to even keep them, how to let them continue to flow with you, engage them, and that's, like I said, the fact that we have signed up to do things professionally, only professionally, not, bringing in any other thing. Again, making sure that whatever we must give them would have been tested, would have been, certified and seen that is by our own thinking at that time, that is the right way to go.
Let me ask you about some specific issues, which, we have also been. So, for instance, how did you manage the doctor strike? And you had one or two of that. It was very controversial because someone like I have a natural sympathy for doctors. So if doctors say this is the position, my inclination is to say, why is the government not listening to doctors? These are doctors.
Yes,
and the consequence of that strike is often unfavorable to the public. Our
approach has always been to see it that way too. That we understand that there are some people who will see it that way. There are some people who needed help at that time and will not even believe government because the man needs help, and it is that can get him to understand. We understand that there are even some people who always dismiss government, whatever it is. Even when government is right, they will dismiss them, don't mind them, they should just, So that's why we're always systematic in the way we do it. We first of all, address the doctors themselves. There are issues, we put it on the table. Let them understand that given this, given that, this is the way we can go. You know, communicate with them.
Yeah.
Let them see that, look, it is not bad for you to feel the way you feel. But if you have this information,
what is the implication
how
of
then
this
do you
information?
compare this with yours? After that, we graduated to telling the public that, yes, these doctors are not wrong with their agitation. But that this is the level that agitation can carry them. Once we go beyond this, we will obstruct this system.
Yeah.
And this system, it doesn't pay all of us now for it to crumble.
Yeah.
We, carried it even along to let them know that, look, the implication of this on the ordinary man that needs help, that patience that critically needs just that expert attention by that doctor is being denied now. So by the time we aggregate all of that, put that together, the public is able to understand what we are putting forward, and the doctors themselves were able to see that the everything is open now. Even some of those things that are not that were not clear to many of them, perhaps because their leaders just felt that let's put this up, and they were able to.
Let me take another one. LASU. And again, there were multiple issues, sometimes with the management of LASU itself and changes in vice chancellor and this and that. But more prominently, these issues around the students and school fees and all of that.
LASU's issue was even better managed, because we were able to see from our own experience too that we have been students before.
Yes.
That this is the way the students will always think. Whatever it is, this is the way they want to go. But don't forget that LASU, issue came up because the students themselves agitated for that. So we felt that, look, whatever we want to do about it, whichever way we want to go, the very first thing is to put some reforms in LASU and get LASU back on track. Yeah. We're happy that that is being done now. We're happy that, our university is not one that we will always reject their graduates. All of us are seeing now, and everybody's happy with that. And we're able to, let the students know that, okay, fine. Come with whatever numbers you think will be right, based on your own agitation, based on, the visitation panel that came to your school. We have been able to come this far. But you are saying that, there was some wrong calculations. There was, okay, come, no problem. His Excellency had, meetings with them about 3 times and said, come with your position. They were able to do that, and we reconciled and found out that,
and in the end, both sides were happy.
We had a handshake. And
by and large, you have been successful in educating.
We thank God. We thank God for that.
Okay, let's take another time out. I can see my producer waving frantically. We'll be right back.
My name is Femi Durojayi. Welcome to the New Lagos, where things are improving every day. I work on the island and live on the mainland. But that's no longer a problem. With improved roads, I get to work faster. Sometimes I even leave my car and use the BRT bus, which is comfortable, fast, efficient, and reliable. After a hard day's work, the nights and evenings are even more fun. The streets are better lit, and the city is more secure, so I can catch my phone in peace. I pay my taxes because I want to continue enjoying the good things a big modern city like our Lagos brings. So it's my taxes that makes them real. Have you paid your tax?
Pay your tax. It's your civic responsibility. It's your duty. It's the law.
You're welcome back to the Policy Council and to my guest, the Lagos State Commissioner for Information, Alhaji Lateef Ibirogba. The one thing
am I really an Alhaji or a Mr.?
A Mr. and an Alhaji and both. I'm sure you've been to Mecca. So let me, one thing that has characterized the BRF administration, and I imagine is the only state government in Nigeria that does this, is this 100-day briefings that you have done since the governor came into office. What's the idea behind that activity? And
Well,
how has the experience been?
Well, let me start by saying that our government has taken democracy as it should be. If democracy must be meaningful, there must be that aspect of participatory, engagement of the public. And how do you engage the public? It is by understanding that, look, your mandate was given to you by those that public. In essence, that public is the employer. So if in companies we have annual general meeting where we go back to the shareholders to tell them that, look, this is what we're doing with your mandate. We have that mandate too, to go back to the public and tell them that, look, this is what we have done with your mandate, at least in the last so period, and this is the way we want to go. So that's was what informed the. Let us engage the public more. Let us put it before them. Let them understand, what we are doing and why we are doing it. Let them be part of what is happening. That's what it should be. So we have done it now, 2,700 days. We did in October 2,700. That means we have done it consecutively 27 times. And we are lucky that Lagosians have accepted it. They all look forward to it. We're having 2,800, edition in January. And everybody has been, in groups, associations, everybody have been, calling to ask, when is the date? When are you going to have it? Things like that. Because they see that it's an opportunity for them. Can you imagine? His Excellency will now come before them, himself alone. He will stand before them and say, Lagosians, in the last 100 days, this is what I have been able to do. The next 100 days, this is where we are going. And the man on the street will just come and say, sorry. And the governor doesn't know what question he wants to ask. Nobody knows. And the thing is beamed live. We just say, sorry, so of it in this and that. You shouldn't have put it this way. Will you? And nothing will happen to him. That's how, seamless the thing is. That's how very engaging it is. And that's why, it has come to be. It is a way to carry our public enlightenment, public engagement further.
Let me ask you about the media organs and your assessment of their role in supporting the information management. So first, the two broadcast agencies, Lagos Television and the radio service. What role do they play? How are they discharging that? What in that element of course, public service information?
Of course, communication is never complete until the channels of communication is engaged. In the process of communication, you have the sender, you have the message, you have the channel through which you want to communicate before it gets to the receiver. If that channel is not there, for the receiver is not likely to get the message, and so it's not likely to feed you back. The communication will not flow. So for it to flow, then the media must be. I must thank those very, very hardworking public servants that have been, working day and night in LTV, in Radio Lagos, in Eco FM, in Traffic Radio, even in all the media in Lagos. Let me tell you that we have a very good, robust relationship with our colleagues because they know that, look, this is their own colleague. This man must succeed. So everybody has taken it up that, look, this is, in that camaraderie, this is our own man, this is our own assignment, this, and that's why we have been having this kind of, cooperation with them. I must say that all the media in Lagos have been fantastic. In Lagos today, nobody gets to leave his house without listening to Traffic Radio. Why? Because all of us want to have informed, decision to make. Is Ojuelegba blog? Is Ojota heavy? What is happening in Mile 2? Everybody gets to, it's part of. So
it's a significant service to the people.
To the people.
And as well as a broadcast channel.
One way or the other, the people have been able to. And that's what, all the media in Lagos have been doing. Of course, they give us, blow when they feel we didn't get it right. And we don't take any offense on that. We feel that whatever criticism is for us is because, one, they believe in our ability to do more, and that we could do it better, and that, you know, it's a challenge for us. So anybody, every time it comes, let me tell you that, you know, structurally, the ministry has a department that deals with, you know, media monitoring,
Okay.
you know, feedbacks from that, you know, how's the public seeing us, how are our policies being
Affecting
received
the people, are they
by
being
the public? How do they see it? So from that, we are able to collate, you know, feedback from them. We're able to see and tilt, you know, communication to such that, you know, to be accepted. I must tell you that we are very heavy on social media. We have about 6, you know, online platforms,
Okay.
which are very heavy. If you permit me,
Yes.
I want to give the public the opportunity,
Okay.
so that those who have not, you know, been able to can have the opportunity. We have a website that is very,
And
very,
we're going to scroll this down.
it's very, very, you know, active. On that our website, we update it every 10 minutes.
Wow.
So whatever program you want to see about Lagos State, every 10 minutes we update. It's lagosstate.gov.ng.
Okay.
Once you click lagosstate.gov.ng,
lagosstate.gov.ng,
you see, you know, information. But if you are still not clear, you still want more specific, you still want some, we have an email address, you know, info@lagosstate.gov.ng.
info@lagosstate.gov.ng.
We have a Facebook, you know, account, you know, and incidentally, we are happy that our Facebook is such that has about 160,000, you know, active. So it's facebook.com, you know, slash
Forward slash or backward slash
forward slash now.
forward slash
Follow LASG.
follow LAS.
Facebook.com/follow LASG.
Follow LAS.
We have a Twitter handle too. Our Twitter handle is, you know, follow Lagos LASG. Follow LASG. You know, it has about 41,000 followers following us, you know, through that. We have an online video, you know, so that
on YouTube,
anything that you is like
Any
video,
event.
any event, any documentary on Lagos State, you have it there. It's www.lagosstate.tv.
Okay.
That our online video, you know, takes care of you know, live streaming.
Okay.
We stream our events live for people to see outside as it is going on. We have, you know, we have archived all, you know,
previous events
and everything, we put them online. We even have, you know, online publications, our Alausa Alert,
Okay.
that we publish, you know, hard copy is online too.
online.
Once somebody, you know, tries to reach us through www.alausaalert.org, all these.org, you know, they reach us through that. We are heavy, you know, on the terrestrial and you know, on the online.
Okay, let's take a final time out. Many touch points to contact the Lagos State government. We'll be right back. You're welcome back to my final segment with the Lagos State Commissioner for Information, Lateef Ibirogba. I've noticed that you found time in your schedule doing all of these things to put together this book, Giants of History, The Making of Our World, Lateef Ibirogba. And it's an excellently well-produced publication. What were you trying to do?
Well, let me first of all say that once you're doing what you love doing, you will always find time for good things, really and true. But about Giants of History, it's a way to extend what I'm doing further. What do we bequeath to the next generation? If we look at it, it appears our generation has not really, you know, added another thing. So if we don't, you know, gear ourselves up, we may end up not just, you know, losing details about how the world has come to be. If you understand the fact that the scriptures, Bible, Quran, any other thing that we can lay our hands on, have said that at creation, the world was just, you know, very dry, very, very crude. And that same world now has aeroplane, has
skyscrapers,
all these things.
space
You can now communicate with somebody in America and we can't take it for granted that, you know, that's just how it should be. Some people have really put something, you know, down for us to get to this level. And for us to, you know, advance, we too must think of putting something down, so that generations to come will have something. And I think, that's just the journalistic madness that
was it printed in Nigeria?
Yes, it was produced in Nigeria, printed, everything from beginning to finish is in Nigeria. It tells you that, Nigeria, we have very good, very professional people, only for us to believe that we can get there. And that's where I still come back to the idea of this change, so that our psyche will not be this, bastardized to think that anything Nigeria is inferior, anything Nigeria is bad. If Africa is truly the emerging market, Africa is waiting for Nigeria to lead that. We cannot, stay here, still be, doing things this way, and allow a recolonization of Africa again. Everybody is waiting for us. Nigeria must change so that we lead that, Africa into peace.
Excellent. Alhaji Lateef Ibirogba, my old compassion.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back. I hope you enjoyed the program. Governance is not just about policy making. It's also about engaging with the people and getting feedback from them and ascertaining their state of mind and their reaction to policy. And so policy communication is also an important element of policy and of governance. Well, I'm sure that point has been made very clear from today's discussion. See you next time.